it is more than just having a logo. Hello, everyone. This is Antonio, the founder and creator of Tiggio, and I'm coming at you with another exciting video. Here we are in 2020, and now you are planning to launch your business, and possibly you do not know where to start. So I want to talk about in this video the aspects of branding your business and the techniques that you need to have in play so you can have a smooth launch when it's time to launch your business. So the first aspect of this video, we want to talk about having a logo. And the mere fact that you have a logo, a lot of people come to us and they say, well, I have a logo, so I'm good to go. I know my brand identity is going to be on point. And in a lot of cases, it's true. But in some cases, it's not. You have to realize that your logo is a very important factor to your business. In fact, your logo for a lot of businesses is the face of the business. Think about the Nike swoosh, or the McDonald's arches, or the Burger King, just the colors that Burger King used in itself, or Wendy's where the logo spelled out mom and the designer said it was an accident, but the mere fact that it's there. When you see branding and logos, you see them every day, and these successful businesses stay true and consistent with their brand. And that's why we want to talk about this video. Your logo will appear on your website. It'll appear on your social media, on print designs. It will appear on content, digital marketing. It will appear in emails, videos, and conferences. There are tons of other places where your logo may appear, but you have to realize when you launching your brand, your identity needs to stay true to the aspect that you're shooting for. Now, let's talk about the aspects of branding and the different things that you need to have in play for your brand. For a fact, your logo needs to be simple. A lot of people have these logos with these big, amazing names and these colorful logos. Now, in some aspects, some colorful logos may work, but tell us a corporation, a major Fortune 500 corporation that has a long name of a logo and they have tens and tens of colors in their design. I will tell you, they're possibly don't exist. Your logo needs to be simple as possible, and 1 or 2 colors at max. You don't need 4 and 5 colors in your logo because, you want to keep it simple. Next, the font of your design needs to be simple, possibly also 1 or 2 fonts in your design. 3 fonts in some cases. You may be able to pull it off if the designer is very skilled. But you don't need to have this logo with this big cursive here and bold letters here and italic here. It may come off as you're forever going to be a mom and pop store. You need to go to a professional in some cases. Some cases people are able to do their own logo and create a design that's going to stand the test of time. The same thing when Windows, they created their logo. Or when Steve Jobs, he imagined when he was a kid in the orchard field and he bit off an apple, and that's how the Apple logo came to be. Some people say, I want to have an iconic design like Apple. And let's be true. There are 1,000 designs, possibly even millions around the world. And having an iconic design is going to be few and far between. But the people that's able to pull it off, kudos. But your logo needs to be very simple, 1 or 2 colors, 1 or 2 fonts in your design. You don't need to be all over the map. And let's keep the conversation going. The layout of your design is important also. It needs to always stay consistent with the branding aspect of your direction. If you have the same layout, people would notice you consistently with your design, and that correlates with memory. By having the consistency, it correlates with memory. If you're starting out and you designing a logo and in the next 5 years you designing another logo, people probably won't even know that you exist. Yes, people do rebrand their designs all the time, but you need to have a logo that's consistent for at least 10 years. And then after possibly 10 years, some of the premise of your business change, and then you change with the logo. But you don't need to be changing your logo over and over again. That means that you didn't love the logo in the first place. Let's talk about the sound. Sometimes the logo correlates with the sound. For example, when you hear the commercial, great, immediately you think about Frosted Flakes. And then when you think about Frosted Flakes, you think about Kellogg's. And then now the sound is consistent with the brand. The same thing with State Farm. When you think of the voice for the voiceover actor in that commercial, now automatically you're thinking of State Farm, possibly it's even Allstate. I'm not sure. It's one of those states. And now it correlates. The same thing with Geico. The gecko in the design, it is staying true, or flow with Progressive. These commercials are propaganda. It carves memories in your memory bank, and your logo can have the same thing too. It needs to be consistent with the layout. It needs to have the same sound. Another one, every kiss begins with K, from K Jewelers. The sound plays over and over, and it correlates. And that's what you're aiming for. Another thing, the tone of voice. And I guess that still ties in with the sound. The tone of voice correlates with the brand. When you hear it great, there you go again. It's the tone of the voice, and that voiceover actor has been saying that, and I'm, up in age at 41, but that has been consistent over and over and over since I was a child. Even though I don't see that commercial much on television, it already etched the memory in my brain probably forever. Another thing, your brand identity can match the motion graphics that you can use, or illustrations. Your design need to be consistent over and over and over. You need to have a layout of how you're going to do your brand and how it needs to be consistent. The people that have the simple logos, Google has 6 letters in their design. Facebook has 8. Yahoo has 5. Who else? Windows 7. Those companies, Amazon 6, keep their name simple by design, and they keep the colors minimalistic as well. And that correlates. When you close your eyes, you can see this brand all over the world. And that's very, very important. Just remember that your brand identity is very important to your brand. If you're going to stand the test of time, that's very important. As well, your logo needs to correlate in the print designs, because I'm quite sure over time you will be doing some kind of advertisements, and your logo needs to be in play, because most companies market and promote, even when a lot of times they don't have to. AT&T, Verizon, Delta, they have tons of repeated and residual clients, but those companies still advertise to keep their brand formulated in your mind. That's the reason why they advertise, because the word of mouth for those brands have been around for ages, and a lot of times they don't have to advertise, but they do anyways. That's just the name of the game. You start in a business, you want to create a design that will stand the test of time. But the trick part about that is there is a lot of companies that's creating similar designs as you. And as a matter of fact, there's a lot of companies that might even try to bite off you. And that's not even good in itself. So keep your design simple. 1 or 2 colors. Font, 1 or 2. Keep the design and the layout consistent. And these techniques will help your company grow. Once again, this is Antonio, and we will see you next time. Oh, by the way, If you do like this video, like and subscribe, as we will be producing more videos as such in the near future. And like I said, we will see you next time. Thank you again for watching.